a lot of features inside of Photoshop and other Adobe Creative Cloud software does rely on having a decent graphics card in order to get the best performance. And I've been working with the Intel Arc graphics card to see how well it works with Photoshop and the other Adobe Creative Cloud software. Now we're going to start off with Photoshop, and inside of Photoshop a lot of features do rely on the graphics card. So for instance, the ability to do things like flick panning and scrubby zoom, which can be very helpful when editing, rely on having a graphics card, a discrete graphics card or sufficiently powerful onboard graphics. Now if we go to preferences, we can actually open up the features that are enabled by having a powerful graphics card. Most of them are found in the performance section, although you find them scattered in other parts of the preferences area. And here we've got the option to use the graphics processor. Now I'm using the most powerful Intel card, which is the A770 16GB version. And if we go to advanced settings, we can see OpenGL, we've got OpenCL, we've got 30-bit display. This is something which you can enable inside of this section, but it doesn't really do very much. Your 10-bit monitors, you really won't get a lot of mileage using the Intel Arc graphics card for 10-bit output. There may be some situations in which it may work. In this particular scenario, I can't get it to work at all. The drivers are just not sophisticated enough. Other features like 3D, for instance, are enabled by having a graphics card, but inside of Photoshop, this is something which isn't really that, it's not used that much anymore. So you can use the graphics card for other processes though, as well as things like scrubby zoom. We've got features like if I'm using the paintbrush, I can get a preview of the paintbrush. And if I'm working on a layer that requires some painting, I can get stuff done using my paintbrush. And there's not much in the way of lag or performance issues when doing this kind of basic editing. And here we are relying on the graphics card to give us a little bit of that extra performance. One area where we're not getting that performance is going to be inside of the neural filters. The neural filters in Photoshop are becoming more and more impressive. Some of them do process on the cloud, some of them process on the device, and the ones that process on the device can benefit hugely from having tons of memory and also from having a graphics card that can accelerate the processing time. However, with the Intel Arc graphics, there is no acceleration whatsoever with these. You're gonna have to rely on having a powerful CPU to get work done. Now, the camera raw filter is another filter that makes a lot of use of the graphics card. And as you can see, the graphics card here is used for acceleration, the Intel Arc A770. Now, overall, the impression I have inside of Photoshop is that the A770 is probably overkill for this software, and it works just fine. Some areas we don't have any activation whatsoever, like the 10-bit display. However, you know, it kind of works well, and you probably don't need anything this powerful to get most work done inside of Photoshop. Whilst the 3D features are deprecated inside of Photoshop, inside of Illustrator they are actually being expanded. And as you can see here, we've got this 3D object in this particular design. Now, this originally started off as simple object like any of the other ones that you see here, but using the features inside of Illustrator, I think 2022, this is now 2023, I actually made it into this 3D object. We've got options to continue editing this. We can move this around. We can, I think, rotate it in 3D space. And here it is using the graphics card to good effect to ensure that I'm getting a smooth rendering. The graphics card is used quite a lot inside of Illustrator, not just for 3D. You can also find that it's useful when you're just doing things like moving your images around. So having a decent graphics card is probably a good idea nowadays for Illustrator. However, the main benefit comes from having a powerful CPU. So in terms of this particular software, I think the Intel Arc A770 just works beautifully. Inside of Adobe Dimension 2023, we don't see any option inside of the preferences to enable the GPU for acceleration. However, the GPU is absolutely being used massively by this software in order to ensure that we're seeing a decent preview. Let's just click this button and turn the preview on. You can see we're getting the 3D rendering here, and this is relying on the CPU as well as the GPU. Now, Intel Arc Graphics does accelerate this quite a bit, but it doesn't really perform quite as solidly, I would say, as the other card that I've used. The rendering is a little bit slower, it's not quite as smooth, and the experience of handling the different objects, it's fine, but I would say that the Intel Arc would not be my first choice for working with 3D graphics inside of Dimension. It is fine, it does get the job done, but it is a little bit heavier, a little bit less smooth than working with some of the other hardware that I've worked with in Dimension. When it comes to After Effects 2023, we get a pretty decent performance with the Intel Arc graphics card. Now, I had been expecting with some of the, you can see this particular graphic here, this relates to the 2D scores. I have been expecting a fairly poor performance from the Intel Arc graphics with most of the Adobe Creative Cloud. That turned out not to be the case. I think that's largely due, to be honest, to Adobe's ability to really optimize their algorithms for old systems. And inside of After Effects, it works beautifully. Now, overall, the render quality I found inside of Premiere wasn't quite as good as some of the other cards I've worked with. However, you can get decent output, and it is workable. I would say that the huge amount of system RAM, After Effects does like having huge amounts of RAM. It does like having tons and tons of system RAM. It doesn't get hurt whatsoever by having lots and lots of graphics RAM. And with 16 gigabytes on the high-end A770, you've got a lot of headroom if you want to do some dense graphics. For simple graphics and animation, it works very well. And I have found some other issues with the Intel Arc graphics where they don't quite work well with onboard graphics. That's something to bear in mind. You might need to turn off the onboard graphics inside of BIOS in order for things to work smoothly. I've been able to work around those sorts of issues myself, but it is something to bear in mind. But for After Effects, I would say this is a pretty decent card. Inside of Adobe Audition, there's quite a lot of use of the graphics card, which might surprise you, and the graphics card actually gets very heavy use. At the moment, just with this display here, we are seeing something like a 50% use of the Intel Arc graphics card. Now, the question is, does it get hot? Does it get noisy? And when working inside of Audition, in general, it does not get hot and noisy. It's running at about 50%, 49 Celsius. That's not too bad. When you're working inside of Premiere Pro, maybe even if you're doing large renders in Dimension and After Effects, you might get up to 60 Celsius, 70 Celsius perhaps, and things could get particularly noisy in that situation. But with Audition, where it really matters, things are nice and quiet. So I like the fact that it can do quite a lot in terms of displaying these graphics very smoothly without producing too much noise. That is a big thumbs up for the Intel Arc graphics with Audition. Now, in the past, Lightroom Classic did not make a huge amount of use of the graphics card. However, in recent times, we've seen the inclusion of things like enhanced details, which allows you to double the size of the image, double the resolution. This is something that absolutely does use the graphics card a lot. And as you can see, this is something that with a very slow system might take about a minute to perform. On this PC, it actually takes It takes 3 seconds, and that's not quite as fast as some of the fastest graphics cards out there. But as you can see, it is giving me a fairly reasonably quick update when I'm moving things around. Estimated time of 3 seconds. That's pretty decent, particularly because the card is not among the most powerful cards out there. It's able to accelerate Lightroom very, very well, and with a huge amount of memory, 16 gigabytes of memory, it actually performs better than some other cards in the same category. I think this is probably one of the better fits for the Intel Arc A770. Lightroom does like to have lots of memory, system memory. It likes to have lots of graphics memory, and the 16 gigabyte version, if you can get that one, does give you that little bit of extra room for editing your images before you start having to rely on your system RAM to continue and complete the processing. Many of the AI features like enhanced details, and there are new features for masking. Those features do use the graphics card quite a lot. So if you're using a powerful graphics card inside of Lightroom, it's not going to go to waste, number one. And number two, the Intel Arc graphics seem to work very well with this piece of software. I think the Intel Arc graphics as a first generation graphics card is not going to be for everyone, but it does work well, reasonably well, with quite a lot of the Adobe Creative Cloud. May not fit all professional workflows. Guys, that is going to be it. I would love to know your comments about the hardware if you have any. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.